as sinkholes pop up everywhere, as it rains and the trains pass by on the tracks, the energy conducted while the train is moving is just enough to help move what is beneath the ground. The sinkholes are coming not because something is falling apart, but because something is being pulled apart and pressured by the water from underneath. The only element that really can move anything is the force of energy beneath the ground, severing and separating the bridges, creating islands from big cities, separating, calling for the totality of the poem of London bridges falling down as the oceans bellow, can I say? As the water rises and islands appear. There's no more food coming, no more delivery trucks. Everything is by boat. And be careful, the danger is on the water. So they will be there to protect you. They will be there to search every single truck before it comes in and tell the truck, you can go that way, while everybody is starving that way. Who's going to be manning the food on the open waters? Is it going to be your neighbor? Or will we have rented somebody from outside? Somebody from outside, because our own soldiers refuse to do this. But our own soldiers should not refuse to do anything right now. Play the game is the way it should be played. Only at the end can you turn around. But if you're not inside, if they take away your shield and armor, then the twist will only be beyond you. Silence is the precious moment of time. I just designed, and I'm going to show it now before I redesign it. But there's ways to do so many different things, and I'm not fast enough. God help me, I need a secretary. See this over here? These are the lines that create your genes. Once you have your genes, we now have the passage lines that go straight down the other way. When you're locking the gene wear that you wear, you see what it did? I created one tic-tac-toe. Now it created a window. In between the window, I have 4 fishtails. In between that, I have X, 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 and X, and X in the center. Everybody else is a spare. Spare, strike, spare, strike, spare, strike, spare, strike. Strike, spare, strike, spare, strike, 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 spare, strike, spare. Everything reads as E because every time you cross over, it continues to create the V. I did not do it well. This is the way it is. When we're looking over here, this is your telephone. 2, 5, and 8 do not have to be as big as the outsides. 2, 5, and 8 would be 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, and 9. 2 would be part of 1, and 2 would be part of 3. 5 would be part of 4, 5 would be part of 6, and so forth. And then we turn it sideways. 5 becomes part of 8, and we don't get 2 because we keep on going. When I flip this upside down, where 1 started here and 9 was here, now I put 9 here and 1 here. 1991, 2882, 3773, and we make our formation. This is an A as well as this is an A, because the minute this A comes onto a line over here, it creates a V. We know it's going to be an A next. This is the way it is. We have the center holds this one and this one, plus herself is 3. This one holds this one and this one, 2 out of 3, and this one will hold this one and this one, 2 out of 3. We have a reformation of the Monopoly board, where if I put 5 here, 5 by 5 or 6 by 6, this would have to go 2 by 2. So I've doubled up the size in both, and I want the smallest size. The first one is 2 by 2. But I have other numbers that are coming in here, because if you make the Monopoly square in this corner, when you draw the line from here over there, you will see 2 properties and 2 properties. So it would be 2, 1, 2. Or 100 of 100, 10 times 10, because 212 in Celsius to Fahrenheit, it's 100 degrees Celsius. So we have this. Now it's not that easy to understand. Another thing I want to show you is the circle. Now what happens if I turn that circle sideways? It ends up to have a slot. This and this are the same, just one is sideways. See what happens to this when you turn it sideways? It becomes into a slot. When you stretch it out, when you pull the two sides of your lips, it becomes a slit. This is a red light that I stopped at. It had the red on the outside of both ends, so I wrapped it around, but in between, it was the exclamation point between orange and green. Another thing I wanted to bring out, in horse racing, they put a finish line and they put a ball on the top saying the finish line is in the North Pole. Just little things. Y2K. 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 K is the 11th letter. 2 times 11 is 22. 222, 244, Barack Obama. Y is the 25th letter. Plus 2K is the 22nd. It would be 25, 47. 47 is for time. 11, 25, 11, 47. 272. 14, 23. And 14. Total of 37. 3 by 7, 3 plus 7 is 31. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4, Earth and Mars. 72 spells red. 72, if I remember, is brown. At the same time, it says 2314. At the same time, I'm trying to read it back to you. This one will turn into number 11. This one will turn into the number 9. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 11, 9. 2 and 3 is 5. 1 and 4 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is part of my 7286, when 72 plus 14 is 86. 59 is part of the Einstein series of EIEIO. There just is one other article in here I wanted to do. I'm just showing certain things. See the 3, the 3, the 3. See the way these two come together and make an X? I'm not finished with this. I'm still playing with it. What I did want to show is, you see this? This is the picket fence. This is Jesus on the cross. You see it's showing the S. I showed the S because he takes up the complete interior of it. At the same time, when I look at this, it's the train tracks. The train tracks are crisscross and make 11 all the way down. Jesus Christ was put on the train tracks. Jesus Christ energy was put into what? Almost into every creation of every human being that was born under his blood. And it was not just put into his blood, but put probably in the air, in the drinking water, and everything else. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I do know the train track, okay, is going all the way in between the tracks. This shows you're locked in between. You're locked in between. And the nails were not nails. Jesus was not they didn't put holes in Jesus' hand. It's not true. It's not true they didn't do that. They put a C-clamp over his hand. What it is it's bent one way and then it's bent the other way. Okay, and you lock it on over the clamp. There's no way they put anything in his arms. No way. What was the year they started chopping off the heads in Alice in Wonderland? What did they do back at that time? Did they nail people to the cross? Does anybody really know what it means to nail somebody? In this day and age, to nail somebody to something is to put them in discomfort. But it doesn't mean I'm putting a nail in his hand. I don't know about that theory. I really don't know about that theory. 4 fishermen that were disciples. I'm going to have to study the disciples and the 12 days of Christmas, because 4 fishermen, disciples, and they all came back telling a true story? I don't think so, even today's day and age. Now I'm going to pick up where I left off. I went to pick up some programs, and I was looking at some horses that were running, and it's just amazing what some of the names are. World Away, The Extremist, Just a Small Town Girl. I know it's not Doc's Hope, Eat Me Up, Janet Jackson, Hope for Patty, but this is what I want to show you. What would this tell you? 1991? What would this tell you? If I told you how I made that, would you believe me? All I did is write Christ on the roulette wheel. You want me to show you? C, H, R, I, S, T, Christ. 1991. 666. 1666. Now if you take a good look at the same time, L, 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 48. 4 times 8, 4 plus 8, equals 44. That's the time we're in right now. If I duplicate it, when I refinish it and flip this upside down, it turns into the swastika. If I write Jesus' name by putting C over here, excuse me, let me do it this way. If I put C over here, H over here, R goes over here, S goes over here, and T goes over here. It will create up here, and it'll be a little check over here. It would look like the letter R. So you see that the letter R is in each one of these, all the small R's, and the L's come down the other way. L9, 21. L9, 21. L9, 21. This one is L9, but it ends. I have to make this 2 wide or 3 wide on both sides. You have to recreate and create the design over and over again, turning it, twisting it, putting, like, it's just like putting, if you put number, like, I'm going to just show you. You see this design over here? This is design over here. This is 52. You can do this in 4D and see what it does. You have to design everything in the most possible things. The other thing I wanted to say is Christ, in his name it says risk. There's a risk factor in his name, because just because of the name is the way it is. The other thing I was going to show is we have to take these round circles and put letters and numbers in them to see what they do. You see what happens to number 2? Turns into the cancer sign coming out. This is number 6. This is number 5. San Francisco. Where am I? Where am I? I don't know. Let me see what little bit of work I have. Oh yes, one huge thing. One huge thing. And I know, and I'm so sure that everybody in the world, first of all, this is what A is. This is what, I mean X. This is what X. You see what X can do? See what Z can do? But it goes into one box. Which way are we going to open it up? The minute we open it up like this and we do this, you see the only one line in here? Okay? You have an X over here, and an X over here, and you have an X here and X here. You now have 2 X's in here. You have XOX because you crossed over the line. XOX. X is the 24th letter, 2 and 4 is 6. O is the 15th letter, 1 and 5 is 6. X, 24 letter, 1 and 5 is 6. You created 666 by joining 2 worlds. You interlocked the 2 worlds. Now if I go this way, okay, we recreate something else, but we can't do that, because then you'll just be going around in a circle. See what this is over here? This is the eye open at the top, 45 degrees, 45 degrees. 3 hours and 3 hours, 180 minutes and 180 minutes? No. We want 45 degrees, and we're going to take it on a 12-hour clock, because I believe the 360 degrees that we're going around is not real. I think our 360 degrees is 1,080 plus 360 equals 1,440. By the time we pass 1,440, I think 4 days have gone by. Like I said, we're only living like 1 year out of 5 years. So now we go hydro, water, electric, wind, electric. Imagine this. Imagine you had a space station and there was a lot of wind, just natural winds coming by. So the space station would be like this, right? It would turn constantly, and while it's turning, it's creating its own energy while it turns. But on the inside of this, it's not turning. Only the outside turns. They turn within each other, creating energy. What else did I want to show? This is the same thing. This is a bullseye. Every one of these, okay, we're supposed to say it's 50, but it is 50. Do you know why? Because it's 50 for a bullseye anywhere here. The totality of this whole thing is actually 20, plus the center is 25. Why is it as 50? Because when you hit 1, you hit 2. 20, 40, 60, 80, plus the center is 25, is 105. At the same time, this, and this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, creates the Z. How to put the lines, electric, but here's the thing I know, this is what I want to say. This V, this one, and this one. Can anybody figure out why, or why do we have 3 of these? Why can't we do 4? How come we only do 1 of these? Do you want me to tell you why? The reason is because after you do 1, 1, and 1, your next figure is 4. You only made 2 designs. Your next figure is 4. You don't need to go 4 because this will go 4. So then the next one will go this. And then when you get to the next level, it'll be this and 1 minus. You can't have 3. You're 1 up, you're 10, 5 and 5, and you're 9. You're 8 in the 8th world, okay? Or you're in the 13 world. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or you're the 9 birth. Or you're the 4. You're the delta angle, the D. This, space. D and D. You add the 11, you have your space. This is your space mask, however you want to look at it. Okay? But this is why Roman numerals go 1, 2, 3, because the next level it's 1 down. You don't need to go to 4. There aren't 4 sticks. There's only 3 sticks. There's 3 sticks and then there's 1 stick less. You can't use all the sticks. How many sticks do you want to use? What are the usage of these sticks? Each one of these sticks, 1 stick equals 9. 2 sticks equals 18. 3 sticks equals 27. So if I have 4 and 1, which equals to 4, this is 9 and this is 5. This equals to 14. If I have, what would I do to get to 14? This is the cross on the back. This is 14. So I have 3 sticks, I'm at 27. And then I'm at 14 because I'm on the next set of Rubik's Cube because the numbers show me 9 and 5. In the alphabet, because it's 9 and 22. Actually, I'm sorry, I should have said it this way. 9 and 22. Because this is 9, this is 22 in the alphabet. It would equal to the 13 world. But we're just talking about the 5. On one side, because it's it's D and E. E and D, D and E. It's not the Viking, which is B, E, and F. The electronic Viking, the F, E, F. Okay? Anyways, what else did I want to say? The chain stores. The chain stores. All the stores and all the exits have chain stores and cameras and stuff. It's hooked up to that. It's underneath the ground where the railroad trains are. It's hooked up to that. It's a huge, it's almost like me telling you like this. We're going to bring the sand in. We're going to block the water. We'll bring the sand in. We'll build the infrastructure. And then we'll create Earth. The moon is on some sort of... imagine if you turned around and looked down. I want to know if the moon is only visible to the whole world in the same week of the month. Can other places see the moon? When I don't see the moon, is there somebody else seeing this moon? If not, because she's somewhere at a space agency underneath the planet Earth, a place nobody ever gets to see. The dark side of the Earth would be the dark side of the moon. The dark side of the moon would be because they slashed and hashed and diced part of the Muna. Because Muna, Luna, Monday, just sounds like a made-up thing. Just like they made it up. Is there anything else in here? There is something I wanted to show, that they found it better to close a door in Star Wars like this than any other way. Because if it's closed on the way up, your body part won't be in here maybe. Easier to get through because they're moving at the same time, closing more space quicker. The other thing I was going to work on that I have not worked on, when we go 99 is 8118, and 8118 creation, that's Peyton Manning, and that's this weekend. Thursday games on the 28th, There's a lot of people saying the 28th is not nice, and you know what? I'm just going to follow what they say and say the same thing. But also tomorrow night at 8:30, Peyton Manning is playing against the New England Patriots. Coors and Molson Canadians, New England Patriots. Silver. New England Patriots hold silver, red, and blue. The Broncos hold the orange. The 28th, the days they show, 332. The other number they show, you see the old order, New World Order, green light, New World Order. Do you know why? I found money in my pocket. The minute I pulled it out, showed the same number of New World Order. And then it showed this number. This number is in the center. Why? 5. Center position 5 for the one passage. It's one strand of DNA passes through the 50 spot. I don't know how it works, if it's a real world or it's just in a science lab somewhere underneath the grounds. Yee-yay, the Y and the P and H. Something about them. Another thing, Celsius and Fahrenheit. 57 Celsius, 75 Celsius. Check out 17 Celsius and 17 Fahrenheit. Compare 76 Celsius and 76 Fahrenheit. Compare 17 Celsius and 17 Fahrenheit along with 89 Celsius or 89 Fahrenheit. You see to the right, 1789. Well, 8118 is 63, 9119 is 72, but 10120 is the world we are in. And it shows to the high side, 99, 110 Twin Towers, 121 the Mayan attack. That's now. The 81 reflects the beginning, the first 81 to the last 81. It reflects now. Why? Because Peyton Manning is playing against the New England Patriots tomorrow night. Another thing I just wanted to show is the way, you see this side connects to this side, broken up with orange, yellow, and green over here, and then red on the outside. So they pass this over the top and they run together, both of these, in electric. What is this? It said Taft, but I wrote the word fast. You see, this is supposed to be a game. I don't remember where it is. Somewhere in my books, there's a way to play tic-tac-toe for 3 letters, for 4 letters, for 5 letters, for 6 letters, and you keep turning it, and you keep turning it, and then it comes out and it'll show like this. See the way this one came out? It shows a W, or it shows a number 3, following the rotation and changing the letter. F goes here, then it goes here, then it goes here, then it goes here. And you keep turning this little grid. Still, pi, backgammon, Scrabble, elements, letters, dots, and lines, Monopoly, tic-tac-toe. The cycles of time in different ways expressed in different languages and casinos and card games of the world. The body, the constellations, the heart of the earth. When the lion met the bear. So we're going to leave it at this for now. Thank you for watching the video. I know we didn't really go very far in this video. I know there's a lot to do, and I've been jumping around lately, and I'm repeating a lot of stuff lately, and I have to sort of repeat. I have to repeat. Why do I have to repeat? Because the more I repeat, the more I can vision and see. Just one last thing. When we come to number 88 and time, which 88 by 11, okay, is 880, 968. This is the birth of man in the heaven, 968. The total of this is 323. 323, I think we just passed it right now. The 19th of this month was 323. Okay? Now we get to use the center number is 6. The smallest number in here is 6. Your number is 6. So 323 and 6 would be 329. 323 and 8 is 331. 323 and 9 is 332. And this is the number I'm looking for. Now I played around to make sure I got this number. Now, where does it come on? Katrina, Nibiru, Ison, planet 68 of 92 yellow. 68, 9 and 2 goes over here, 8 and 2, because it brings it to the 10 world. And that's a for sure. X equals 24 and 6. EE and 8, 11, 79. 968, 978, 979. 979 tells me that the Mississippi is going to rise because of 88, Herbert Hoover. This talks about water. You see, it's not really 8s. This is actually a 6. The other one's another, it's a 9. It's a 6 and a 9. When you put 6 and 9 together, 2 zeros show up. So 6 and 9 creates the 8. When you multiply 47 by 88, it becomes 41, which is go, from short line to go. And short line is definitely something to do a railway, and the short line is going over Hoover Dam. Anyways, we're going to stop for now. I think I've done a little bit or a lot. This is what happens when you wake up in the middle of the night and you have nothing to do. You go ahead and you start making spaceships and circles and lines. Don't know, I'll tell you one thing, woke up in the middle of the night and this is what I was doing. See the little stop sign in the center? It's about 3 years ago. And like I have no other place to write. Anyways, a man with a beautiful mind. I want to tell people there's some people that want to get in contact with me using Skype. I do not have Skype. I will not put Skype on. I do not think it'll be fair that if I speak to one, that I cannot speak to another. And if I speak to one and I take away my time that I need, the little time that I have, okay? So I like to keep it when I type. When I type and when I do my videos and you send me messages, it doesn't take me very long to read and go through it and respond that way. But forget about my telephone. There's millions of people out there, and I'm not giving out my number to anybody. I don't really use my telephone, and I'm pay-as-you-go. I guess everybody's pay-as-you-go. If you pay enough in advance, you don't have to pay, right? But you're still paying anyways. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that, stay, I mean, no matter what's going to happen, the furthest I can see, the last sinkhole that I know of is right by me. So if I head north, I should be able to avoid the sinkhole dilemma. But for Canada, it's a little bit different, okay? And don't forget, Canada, in their $10 bill, there's a train. In their $5 bill, there's a boat. In the $100 bill, they're giving you insulin. Now they changed it. I don't know what it is anymore. In the $20 bill, there used to be the Tin Man. Do you know what the Tin Man is all about? It's number 50. It's a funnel. You throw it all in, and it funnels all the way out like a Tin Man. What did the Tin Man want? Because he showed the funnel on his head. He wanted a heart. He had no heart because his 50 passage was all in his brain, but he had no brain, but that was the Scarecrow, not the Tin Man. What did the Scarecrow want? And he burned with water. He burned, he needed water to put it out. What did the Scarecrow want? Did the Scarecrow want, I have to go look this up, I'm really serious. Because if the Scarecrow wanted a brain, and the brain weighs 10 pounds, and she took a bucket of water of Jack and Jill, and threw it onto the Scarecrow to put the fire out, but ended up hitting the Queen, who melted like wax. So we must understand what melts wax, the way it happened in The Wizard of Oz. What happened in The Wizard of Oz? As one, we are all one. But together as a group with questions and answers and discussions and sharing, there's a lot of things we can learn. At least I see there are things to learn, many things to learn. Each and everybody and each and every self wants to either join, just watch, or we work together. So I say that only to open up that door in case you want to say something. Eventually, I know there might be too many saying things, but we're going to worry about that later. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. M